Good evening, everyone. This is Sharon Price with the Spirit Program Live. I'm at Studio 401, and this is Everything Frederick Live. I am so psyched to have you here tonight. I'm glad that you're able to join us with the Spirit Program coming back out for the spring season. I want to go through what the Spirit Program is about tonight. I want to kind of give you an overview, and then we'll go through each topic and kind of pick them apart each week for the next 12 weeks. But I've been doing this program for 20 years, and it is life-changing. It's not just a transformational program, but it changes people's lives from the inside out. And I have worked with people, men, women, and children from the ages of 15 to the ages of 90. And the only thing I've ever heard is, I wish I found this sooner. And why is that? It's because people don't have the tools through life to get through life. There's no toolbox, but there is one now. It's called The Wellness Bible of the Industry. I wrote these books back in 2004, and it became a national training course and a program to help people truly make an impact and better their life in so many different ways. Being a grief and wellness specialist helps people become emotionally balanced, physically balanced, and spiritually balanced. So I'm hoping that people take this opportunity. The reason for the program is to have people come on, make comments. You can come on live. You can be part of the program. You can ask questions. So if you have something that you'd like to ask tonight, even in the middle of our presentation, then I'd love to have you come on. And if you don't want to come on live on the air, then drop a comment or even send an email, and we'll bring it on to another program, and address your questions. But let's talk about life changes. Let's talk about emotional balancing, because everyone tries to take life from the perspective of changing something physical about themselves. And we call it a makeover from the inside out, which is a program we're going to be giving away to someone in our community. It's a package where they come through the 12-week program, and they also get a sponsorship package, which are additional gifts and products that they all have something to do with wellness. And it's about your well-being. It's about putting yourself first, and it's about understanding the importance of filling your cup first, filling your plate first. Because if I was trying to give from an empty plate or an empty cup, I wouldn't have anything to share with you. So most people do. Most people take out of their reserve, and then they don't have anything left for themselves. And it's not selfish to have self-care. But again, people try to physically make changes when they have something emotionally that's holding them back. And I'm going to talk about what that means. I've been out in the community for over 20 years doing presentations about grief. And grief is not just about the loss of life. Yes, everyone is going to go through loss at some point. We're not immune to it. It's universal. But having the tools to be able to process grief is critical to your well-being, to how your life plays out. We have people that lose loved ones. They lose friends, pets. They lose their way because of a divorce. Sometimes people lose jobs. There's so many different emotional components, but it's how you handle that loss. Today's weather is so different from what it was two days ago. And that's how quickly life can change. Just like the weather outside, instantly, it can change. And if you're not prepared and you don't have the tools to deal with it, then you are going to try to get through the best way you know how. And most of the time, that's through escaping. And people escape in all different ways. I don't like to label people or label things. And we hear people call people, workaholics, shopaholics, chocoholics. I've even heard the word alcoholics. I don't use any of those words to label people. People need to separate their behavior from the person, because all of those things we're talking about are just behaviors and something that people do. But once you break the cycle and once you break the patterns, these patterns and these cycles were learned when you were very young. It's mimicked behavior. Everyone says, when you're young, you tell a child, you want them to do what you say, but they don't do what you say. Even as an adult, they do what they see. People follow behaviors. and they mimic behaviors based on what they've seen. And well-meaning people teach people habits that are unhealthy. And so it's about getting healthy emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And it's actually emotional balance that brings you to a spiritual balance, because once you open your heart back up and you're able to connect spiritually, then the physical part starts to change. And the amazing thing is I've had people go through this and say, I don't even know how I got through the first part of my life without it. I've had so many things happen since, and I've handled them differently. But I will say that grief doesn't leave us, but it doesn't have to be a heavy boulder that we carry with us. It's something that we process, and it's not something we have to live with 24/7. But people wear masks, and they, hide their pain from other people, and they do it in silence. That's the most unhealthy thing that we can have, is to have isolation from, things and other people when we are grieving. But sometimes it's the only way we feel like we can protect ourselves. People say insensitive things because they're uncomfortable with it, so they don't know what to say. I've heard, I think, every story you could possibly hear. But what I do know is that there are answers and there are solutions. And one of the things is to learn how to deal with different situations that come throughout life, no matter what that is. And then to be able to share that with the people in your family, your children, your grandchildren, your siblings, your friends. And people do pass these tools on. But the most amazing thing that I've seen yet about this program is once you take it, it breaks a pattern and a cycle that's been going on in families for years. Once you break that chain, you break that cycle, it's broken forever, because you open yourself up to a different way of communicating, a different way of relating. And I tell people, you're going to go wherever you go. So the most important person for you to take care of is yourself, because once you do that, all of your other relationships improve. Every part of your life improves, but it starts with the main parts of this program, which are sleep, exercise, nutrition, stress. It's not just about the grief part, and it's not just about the emotional component, but it actually takes you through physical change, emotional change, spiritual change. And all of this happens in a step-by-step process that's very simplistic. And it goes through the basics of how to move your body, how to feel better, what you do to de-stress, how you look at your time. How is your time spent? Did you ever think about how you spend your time? I tell people it's like a bank account. You get 24 hours in a day. You use it or lose it. Are you going to waste it? How do you spend it? If you really track how you spend your time, you'll see that it's not always productive. It's not always spent on yourself. It's a lot of times given away in ways that are not beneficial to you. So what does that mean? Like, surround yourself with positive people, places, and things. Who is your life connected to? Are you so busy looking at other people's lives and trying to fix other people's lives that you don't have to look at your own? And that's what people find. And when they do, the key to this program is also finding your purpose, finding your happiness. I learned a lot of years ago that we are not responsible for anybody else's happiness. Nobody can make you happy. It's up to you to do that. And to put that responsibility on someone else is unfair. And people try to guilt people, but they can't guilt you unless you allow them. They can't be part of that process unless you allow them in. And so being careful about what you share with people and being very, true to your word. If I have a conversation with someone, I consider that a closed conversation at all times. I do not share a conversation that I have with anyone, a friend, a family member, or another family member, or another friend, unless I've been given permission. I consider all of my conversations closed and sacred. And so you build strong relationships when you do that, because you build trust. And the only way you can have trust and respect in relationships is when you have that with yourself. I learned a long time ago, when people put doubt into your mind, when you ask too many people and too many opinions and you get them and you care more about someone else's opinion than you do your own, that you will not be able to shed those layers that you have taken on, which you create this new character of yourself that's not even really you. It's to fit in. It's to, be perfect for other people. I wrote my post about this morning. Every day on my page, author Sharon Price, I write a post and then I do a small clip or a video. And it pertains to that post from that day. And it's to help people. It's to give tools. It's to give suggestions. It's to open up your mind. It's to give you a different perspective. If we're always looking at life through the same lenses, how are we going to know if we never try something new, if we never come out of our comfort zone? Now, I'm going to talk about this again tonight because it's important. There are times when we choose to do something. We make a choice and we then have to live with those choices, and there's consequences. But sometimes life doesn't give us a choice. Sometimes we're sitting still in that comfortable place. If you ever think about standing at the edge of a water, or if you're going to jump in, or you're standing, on the edge of a cliff, or, wherever that is, and you decide to jump, it's one thing. But there's times where life pushes you and you are free falling and you're not going to have a choice. You're going to have to deal with whatever that is, wherever you fall and wherever you land. So are you prepared to do that? And that's what our program does. It prepares you for every different scenario. And you are doing this yourself. You are going through a self-assessment, a self-discovery. And it really, truly does impact you in one of the most profound ways. It'll help you create the best life you possibly can. And I know people get angry and they need somebody to blame. So a lot of times that's God. And we are going to talk about the spiritual side tonight. So that whether you call it divine, creator, universe, or God, which is what I'm going to refer to, and I do in my books, is there is a mindset that we get into that we're not supported, that, somehow we're being punished for something that happened, when truly there is a purpose and a time for everybody and everything. And we don't get to pick or choose when that is. And I tell people, you're not guaranteed 9 seconds, 9 weeks, 9 months, 9 years, or 99 years here on this earth. So you have a choice whether you're going to make the best of that or not. And you have a choice whether you forgive yourself and other people and that you let that hold on to you and hold you back for life, or you shed it and you learn to release it so that you're able to live a life where you're not holding on to things that weigh you down and take away that part of you that is meant to live a good life, a happy life. Sometimes it's self-punishment because of something we think that we could have done better or we could have done differently. Let me tell you, every day you're a different person because you learn from those experiences. Every day we create a new version of ourselves. And it's amazing too. I cannot explain why I was blessed to write this and to teach this. If you had asked my mother what my English grades were like as a child, you would have never believed I would have been an author. You would have never, ever believed that this program, I was somehow blessed with it. I felt like it was channeled through me. Every part and everything I ever write about is just automatically comes to me. And this program was put together perfectly so that people could walk through it and walk through a journey. And for the rest of their lives, even though it's only 12 weeks, and that's 12 short weeks that goes by really fast, then you actually create a whole new life as you go forward. Like, this doesn't just stop because 12 weeks are done. These tools and these things create layers and layers that are peeled off through time. And it doesn't all happen overnight. And let me tell you something, a little secret. We don't fail God's tests like we do in school. You are going to keep getting the same lesson until you get it right. So think about a job you've been on where you just can't stand working with someone and you've had it. I don't care if it's your coworker, your boss, or I don't even call it I have one boss. That's God. That's it. But it's someone that, is your leader at work, or they own the company and you're working for them and you just want to get away. So you take another job. So you left the job where Susie was on it, and now you've met Sally, and Sally is the same way. It's not that person that's going to change. Let me just tell you, it's you. You're the one that has to change how you handle a situation. And by not speaking up for yourself, not having the confidence, and I'm not talking about doing this in a disrespectful way, but having respect for yourself and having the confidence to stand up for what you feel is right and be able to have a voice is very important. And so you will continue to repeat these same patterns. You ever know anyone that gets in a relationship and you're like, well, gosh, ever it was Bob, now it's Bill, now it's Steven, and it's this person, but they all seem like the same person. You're repeating the same thing, and there's some kind of thing that you say, I attract the same people. We attract the same people until we make a change in ourselves. We attract the same type of situations until we learn to conquer that situation. Once you ace it, you're not going to get that lesson back. I promise you. I know it. I've done it. And it doesn't serve you in any way to go back and try to get back at someone that's hurt you. Two wrongs don't make a right, but forgiving someone isn't about that person and saying what they did was okay. It's about freeing yourself in a way that can't be explained until you do it, until you go through this process. So I hope you do chime in. I hope you ask questions. I hope you, in the future, whether you look at this later and you write something down, jot something down, look at my website, look at the materials that we have. I just finished my latest book called Shift Your Mindset. I have 4 free books right now on Amazon that you can access. They're my spiritual maturity series. They were written well after the transformation series, which is your toolbox for life. It has 10 books in it, 10 course books that you go through. The spiritual maturity series has 4 right now. I am adding to that. And then I also have a series that has been free always. It's called the Survivor Series, because I believe you are a victim sometimes to other people's behaviors that you can't control. And then you become a survivor, and then you become a warrior. So I hope that you take the time to look at these books, because they're free right now. If you are a Kindle, Amazon Prime, or you're on Kindle, you can download them free, and you can download the entire series. And usually the authors only put one up, so you have to buy all of them. I put all of them up. I want all my readers, all the listeners, everyone I touch base with, to be able to get these books and take a look at them. And I think they're on there free for the next 2 months. They've been up for about a month now, so that you can access them. If you have questions, again, please reach out. Let me know. But I'm excited about the 12-week program that's coming out. If you want to win our 12-week program and our sponsorship package and get a makeover from the inside out, then I want you to put the word change in the comments under the post or under this video. Or you can also go onto the website and you can use our registration form if you don't want to do it in the comments. You don't want anybody to see. But let me tell you, you're going to be revealed if you become the winner, because you're going to be showcased and you're not going to mind. I've never had anyone ever win this program. For 20 years, we have been doing this outreach program where we give it to someone so we can showcase what it can really do for someone. And no one has ever not shown up for it and completed this program. And that says a lot. So we do have some testimonies. We'll be putting them on the show in the next 11 episodes. And you'll be able to hear testimonies from people that have taken it. One person has been with me, and I call it the Spirit Family, because once people are connected, they stay connected. They come out to events and other things. But for 20 years ago, she took this program. And there's more than one person locally that's done that. This program has gone nationally. So we do have people and listeners outside of the Frederick, Maryland area, the state of Maryland. So we will be doing something special. I'm not going to talk about that tonight. But if someone does put in their name into the hat and they are outside of the area and they can't get all the special prizes and goodies from our sponsors, we will still have something special for you. And the biggest thing that you can do is give this gift to yourself. So again, check out the website. If you need help with grief, I do a grief healing program. I also do a marriage coaching program for people that are struggling in relationships. That's before, after, or during. I don't think that anything is unsalvageable if someone and 2 people are willing to work on it, but you can't work on it by yourself. So have a fabulous evening. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week for the next program. Have a great evening, everyone.